Texting is one of the most popular ways to reach out to off-market sellers. And I've been doing real estate wholesaling for 6 years, and texting has been my main method of marketing. And over the years, I've made multiple videos that have got thousands of views that compare different texting platforms. But there's one that consistently came on top, and that is Smarter Contact. So can Smarter Contact still come on top and still be great as of today? But today in this video, we're gonna see if in today's day and age, Smarter Contact is still on top, because we know how fast technology is moving with AI and other progress that is happening. So what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna pull 1,000 fresh leads. I'm going to Skiptrace them using SKIPMATRIX, and after that, I'm gonna text those leads. And we're going to see what results we're gonna get. So if you wanna see results, that's gonna be by the end of the video. But while those leads are being texted, I'm going to go through the entire system and I'm going to show you exactly what the system has to offer as of today, and is it worth your time and money. All right, so we are in the system, and now before you even start texting, one of the biggest things that you have to do with any texting platform is register for 10 DLC. And in order for it to be a true test, I decided to use an account that I haven't used in a while. This was for my different old company LLC, and so I decided to register that brand back again with Smarter Contact and see how long that would take. So as you can see here, I'm approved for A2P DNC, and it's 24 messages per minute if you want to be sending that many messages. But it only took 2 business days to get approved. That was really quick. So I was very happy with the results. I do know many people that use different texting platforms that take forever to get approved. So let's go ahead, you upload the list. I always suggest using a very high quality list. I personally believe that SKIPMATRIX is the best skip tracing platform out there. If you want to check out SKIPMATRIX, use the code Rauph at the checkout, get 10% off any of your orders. But if you want to use SKIPMATRIX or any other platform, after you do that, you're going ahead and upload the list. When you're uploading the list, here's something really cool, right? So you're going to map it out. So let me do this really boring part really quick. All right, so after you map it out, the next thing you're going to have to do is verify contacts. And here's Smarter Contact where it kind of shines. So it looks at anyone that has been opted out, any litigators, any carrier block, or undeliverable messages. So any messages that have been marked undelivered. So anyone that in the system with Smarter Contact tried to text those numbers and they were marked undelivered, they get automatically removed. That is a big deal because you don't want to waste your time and money texting leads that are not going to be textable. Then you can decide if you want to do national DNC, internal DNC, or response filter. So anyone that has previously responded to any of your campaigns, really cool feature. And obviously filter against any existing contacts. You can decide whichever one you do here, then you start verification. It takes a couple of minutes, and then when the leads are verified, now you have a good list that you can start messaging. All right, so we have valid 1,132 phone numbers and 172 landlines. Landlines, obviously we're not gonna be texting. That's awesome. Another great thing that they remove those and you don't have to text those. So what you would do here is obviously click this and push to a campaign. Right here, you can set up a bunch of different things. You can set up the campaign name. I'm just gonna put a test, the list you're gonna be texting, all this good stuff. Make sure you use any templates you have. So we're gonna go ahead and set up the templates that I have in the system. We're gonna go ahead and use 8 different templates. It's gonna rotate between them as a text. We're gonna use 3 phone numbers that I have in the system. You can schedule a campaign for a little time if you want to. You can send a message at once. Don't suggest doing that. We're gonna be sending, let's say, 4 messages per minute, and make sure the delivery window is set between certain hours so you're not texting in the wrong times. Then action for replies. This is really cool. So if somebody doesn't reply within 24 hours, what do you want the system to do? Do you want it to be added to a different label, to a different group? And what you can then do eventually, you can create follow-up campaigns with those labels. So if you want to sort out people that just never respond to your initial one, and you want to create a follow-up campaign, you can do that. If you want them to be just added to a different group and you can easily start a campaign there, you can do that as well. What if someone replied with text or a call? Do you want them to be labeled, like responded, all that good stuff? Or if somebody called or responded, whatever it is, do you want them specific labels? And that's exactly what you can do here. This is the action button. It's super cool. But right now, for the purposes of this video, we're not going to use any of that. But that is very useful if you start texting with Smarter Contact. So after that, you're going to go ahead and click space. Pretty much you have to click space or enter 1,132 times. I'm going to set this up really quick and I'll be here in a second. All right, so the campaign is set up and it's being texted as we are speaking. 4 messages per minute. But while that's being texted, Let's talk about the rest of the software. Another big thing is workflows. So workflows have been, it's like an automation. It's kind of what I specialize in nowadays. And I'm very happy to see that Smarter Contact has that in their system now. So how does workflows work? So I created a test one just to show you guys as an example. So let's say you have a lead that has responded to you one time. Let's say they are interested in selling, but when you start asking questions about the property, it stopped responding. At that point, you have to kind of see, do you want to manually try to remember to follow up with that lead? Or do you want to just add it to automatic workflow and let the system do its thing? And that's exactly what workflow does. So you would create a workflow and set up any perimeter that you would like, message body and all that stuff. And then you would do is that you would just create like, hey, after a day, message just to check in on the message. After 2 days, check in on that message and then save it. What happens when it's actually a lead? Let's say I wanted to follow up with this lead, and what I would do here is go on the top right and then click that and then add to the workflow. And what happens now, during the 3 days, they will get follow-ups, and if they respond, they populate here. This is a great way to re-engage leads, and workflow can be used for many different things. If you have a lead that you wanted to follow up within 60 days, let's say they're not interested. Let's say you wanted a long-term follow-up workflow. So this stuff is super, super important, and I'm very happy to see Smarter Contact is consistently progressing and updating new things. Obviously, there are really cool features like quick replies, and a lot of texting platforms do it, so it's nothing really different, but the macros right here, this is what you set up. This is the quick replies. You can send, what's really cool, you can send the voice notes. Not a lot of texting platforms can do that. You can send voice notes, really, really cool if you can take advantage of that. Obviously, you can send smiley faces, all that stuff. You can send pictures back and forth. Some texting platforms don't let you send pictures back and forth, which is kind of weird, but you definitely should be sending pictures or asking for pictures of the property if the seller ever provides them to you. So really cool feature. So those are very useful. On top of that, let's talk about the dialer. So personally, currently I don't have the dialer activated, but I have tested a dialer. I actually made a video right here with the CEO of Smarter Contact, and we talked about the dialer. And the dialer itself is really cool. I think they've been really good in texting world for a long time, but recently, about 2 years ago, they started working on their dialer really strongly, and it's been really, really good. I've heard people great results from it. They double dial on every lead, which is really cool. The quality of actually the conversation is super well done, and the cool thing is kind of integrated with your texting platform, so your VAs or you don't have multiple systems that you have to kind of switch in between. You do everything here in one place. And obviously there's some other things like reporting, Skiptracing, all that stuff. Personally, I don't think you should be using Smarter Contact for Skiptracing. That is my true and honest opinion. I think the best Skiptracing out there is SKIPMATRIX. I have videos that got tens and thousands of views for Skiptracing test. And personally, I can easily say SKIPMATRIX is the best one out there. Again, if you use the code Rauph, you get 10% off. If you want to go check out those tests, they're real tests and they will actually tell you what the results were. I love to partner with softwares that actually know what they're doing. Obviously, there's calendars that if you ever schedule contact to be followed up on a certain date, really cool. Also want to talk about these features. Actually, some of these features I kind of want to take a credit for because I've told them that they should upgrade these things. So unreplied. So let's say you are sending messages and then they send you a message and then you just like, it gets lost in the sauce, you forget to reply to them, or the last one though who should have been replying is you. Unreplied is there. So now you don't ever have to lose or try to write down certain leads when you need to follow up with them. Go to unreplied and you will see all the messages that the seller has messaged you, but you haven't responded back. And that is what unreplied does. A waiting reply is the opposite. The last message that was sent was from you to the seller, and the seller did not respond. And this is for not just the initial message, this is for everything besides the initial message. It's really, really useful, and I think a lot of people are taking advantage of this feature, and I love it myself, and I'm so glad that after I mentioned that to them up a couple of years ago, they have implemented it since. Obviously, there's labels, groups, all that stuff, organization, it's awesome. So we're kind of just gonna let these leads text, and let's see what the results I'm gonna get soon. All right, guys, so it has been about 30 minutes, and the messages have been flowing. As you can see here, we've sent out so far 136 messages, 14 replies, 89% delivery rate, almost 90% delivery rate, really good, and 10.7% response rate. If you guys know anything about texting, the response rate goes up as the time goes on because obviously more and more people respond. So what I believe that by the end of the day today, this response rate is going to be a lot higher. So stick around to see what the results are going to be. But if you want to check out Smarter Contact, don't pay the full price. If you actually use the code Rauph, you get $200 off at any of the plans. That's for dialer, that's for texting, any of it. And on top of that, if you're already using Smarter Contact and you want to upgrade to a better plan to be able to send more messages, you can still use the promo code Rauph when you're checking out and get $200 off. So the link for that is going to be in the pinned comment. Use that link, use the promo code Rauph, get yourself $200 off when you sign up for Smarter Contact. But right now, let me tune back in a couple of hours and see what the results are like. All right, guys, so this is the next day. Today, I'm sitting down and responding to all the messages that came in Smarter Contact. It's going to take me a minute because it's a lot of responses. And if you can see right here on the screen, we got 15.38 response rate. It's awesome. It's almost 15.5%. So every 100 messages, you're getting about 15, 16 responses back. And this is without me even sending out any more follow-ups or anything like that. So eventually this will convert to even more. I think this is awesome. This is a great response rate. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step further. I'm going to look at the responses, actually try to figure it out which one of these leads are good, which ones are bad, or what's going on with them in general. All right, just a quick update. So I actually sent out 31 responses to the responses that I got, because these were people that were actually saying, yes, I'm the owner, or who is this, why are you reaching out to me, etc., etc. They didn't say, I'm not interested in selling. They didn't say, don't contact me, wrong number, etc., etc. So 30 leads that actually potentially can be converted into sellers, because a lot of times when people actually respond to you, they might be open to having a conversation, because a lot of leads are getting messages from other wholesalers and investors. So if somebody's already entertaining conversation with you, that is a lot of times a good sign. So let's say out of those 120 messages that we got back originally, 30 ended up someone that can have a conversation with you. Let's say out of those 30, another 50% will actually go somewhere. They will give you a price or whatever it is. Now that's 15. So realistically, you probably are looking at about 7 to 8% of conversion rate. Obviously, these are people that are actually just going to give you a price that may not be the best price, or they may not be super motivated. It just depends on your list and all that good stuff. But overall, this is a great conversion rate. I think that I realistically say you should be marketing to probably about 10,000 leads or more a month if you want to consistently close deals. But obviously it depends on everyone's business. Everyone is different. But overall, the closing of deals is up to you. But the initial response rate and how easy it is to use the software and delivery rate, all that stuff, that's up to the platform. And the platform does absolutely awesome. Again, I still think till this day, when it comes to like big name texting platforms for real estate investors and wholesalers, Smarter Contact still does it better than anyone. So again, if you do want to check out Smarter Contact and you want to sign up, use my link in the pinned comment below and use the code Rauph, get $200 off. And even if you are already on Smarter Contact, you want to upgrade, use that code Rauph, get yourself $200 off your new plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.